Hello my dear friends, dear subscribers and dear everybody who watches this video. I am pleased to welcome each and every of you on my YouTube channel. The reason I decided to record this video is a message that I received a few days ago from my friend, from my acquaintance. He's a student in the same university, at the same university that I used to study, that I graduated from. And here is what he writes. Hi, how are you doing? I'm making a presentation for operational procedure class about SOPs. But I don't fully understand what it is. Can you explain me how is it different from aircraft operations manual? And is it even a tangible document like a checklist, or is it just a concept, a general guideline, idea how to pilot? Very good question, I have to say. Unfortunately, many student pilots have less than no understanding what is meant by standard operating procedures. And to be honest, not so long time ago, when I was a student, I also had very poor understanding of what it is about standard operating procedures. Everybody says SOP, and we pretend as a student that we understand it. But the understanding came to me only after I started flying as a pilot, commercially. So what is standard operating procedures? We have three words: standard, operating, and procedures. Yeah. So what do we understand by a procedure? By a procedure, we can understand the series of actions, sequence of steps that we should take to achieve some specific goal or to satisfy a specific criteria or reach a specific state of some system, in this case aircraft. What do we say? What do we understand by operating? Of course, it relates to operation of an aircraft, and the last thing is standard. So first I will give you an example of a standard operating procedure. Let's take a look at this cockpit. This is a home version. Of course, sorry for the quality, this is the best I could afford. I will start by explaining before engine start procedure, what it is. When a captain says a trigger word, a first officer should start the procedure, which is as follows. First, I should turn and look whether the doors, cockpit doors are closed. Then I look at this light. I shouldn't see here lock fail, and flight deck door switch should be in auto position. Then I take a look to this panel, overhead panel, doors panel. I shouldn't see any lights illuminating here. Any light would imply that the corresponding door is open. After I am satisfied with this, I take a look at upper display unit. At an upper display unit, here I will see fuel indications. If center tank contains more than 453 kilograms of fuel, I put center tank fuel pumps on. Then main tank fuel pumps on, electric hydraulic pumps on, anti-collision light on. Then I take a look at this gauge. I should see minimum 2800 psi of brake pressure available. What I do next, I press this button, system button. Here on the upper display unit, the hydraulic system information will pop up, will show. Again, I should check that hydraulic pressure should be minimum 2800 psi for each of the system. And finally, what I do, transponder panel, previously it would be on standby. I should put this switch into, I hope it's visible, XP in the R position. In this case, on another version, it's called altitude on, or simply transponder mode chug. After I have done all this, we are ready to start the engines. This was one example of a standard operating procedure. And I'm coming to the word standard now. Imagine you are flying at a big company with hundreds, maybe thousands of pilots from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, different countries, even, let's say, from one country, doesn't matter. The company I work at operates a fleet of 65 aircraft. It's not a very big company, it's a low-cost company. And we have 4 bases. Only in my base we have around 100 captains and 100 first officers. So you understand that chances that you fly with the same captain as a first officer are very slim. Meaning you may fly for several years and still don't know all the captains, not saying about flying with them. Don't even meet all of the captains at your base. Again, at your base, not at your company. Therefore, it's of utmost importance that pilots who don't know each other and who fly first time together, they kind of understand and know what to expect from each other. Otherwise, it would be total mess. Yeah, if I come to the briefing room and I should know already beforehand what should I do, what should I prepare for, what should I discuss with the captain. Then we will go to the cockpit. What should we do? All these things are called standard operating procedures. So this is a document that actually this is a set of documents. So standard operating procedures are embodied via 4 main documents, which are OMA, OMB, OMC, and OMD. I will explain a bit later what is it about. I will give one more example of standard operating procedure. So I come to the briefing room. I arrive to the briefing room to start my flight duty. Standard operating procedures tell me what to do. My duty is to print 2 papers. One of them is minimum equipment list for the aircraft we will be flying to that day. Second, flight envelope. Again, a paper that contains information about aircraft, its dry operating weight, dry operating index, CG information, then how many passengers, flight times, etc., etc. General information that we will use. Then I need to call a ground handling agency. I need to get the actual number of passengers, payload, if we have cargo, what it is, the nature of cargo, dangerous goods, whatever, and special cases like wheelchair passengers or livestock, whatever. And then we discuss it with the captain. We review NOTAMs, we review weather. All of these are written in a document. So a new pilot coming to the company, or doesn't matter, experienced pilot, by reading this document, he knows what are her duties. So standard operating procedures are kind of attempt to describe all situations that a pilot will face or even may face during his her work at this company. So by will, we understand will phase. So some situations we do some things, some procedures we do on a daily basis, meaning always we start the engines, always we take off, we land, we do taxi out, taxi in. So all these are called normal procedures. Then there is another set of procedures that are called supplementary procedures. Why are they called supplementary? Since we do not perform them on a daily basis. Usually we arrive at an aircraft and another crew just finished the flight. Maybe even APU is running or ground power unit GPU is connected. So we